Mike Drop Sports. I'm joined tonight by Mark from Steelers Nation Australia. What's up, man? How are you?
Mate, I'm good. We're just working out a few different things here on YouTube. I'm sitting backwards, so that's my other Steeler photo there too.
So you're getting
I
all
normally
Mark's
sit.
views.
Yeah, man. I normally sit the other way, and I got my 6 on bodies. My other picture here, but that's the one I've got near my bed and stuff. It's a bloke in my room talking football, and it's great to be on your show.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. And what's been happening, Jason? How are you?
Living a dream, man. Just trying to talk Steelers. But you've been a requested individual here on the channel, man. So
That's
that's an
not
awesome
bad.
thing. No, that's awesome. And we thank you so much for coming. But guys, we're going to talk Steelers. Just two regular guys talking Steelers like Sean and I usually do on Wednesdays and Fridays. But you know how we normally do it, guys. And if you're not watching now, you can watch later. And as we go through, we'll get more viewers as we roll through this piece here. But anybody, you got any comments, questions, concerns, all that kind of stuff, put it in the chat while Mark and I are talking. What's up, George? Okay, George, I remember you before. Okay. But how we kind of do it, Mark, is kind of just roll through the chat. We'll talk about some topics that we want to talk about, but we'll let the viewers, the people, talk to us and kind of tell us what they want to talk about and what they kind of want to hear. So that's how we kind of usually roll. Are you
Yeah.
good? All
I,
right.
I think the real challenge is can you'll see my I'll sort of my right arm to my left arm holding my phone. That's the real challenge today. I got to work for it today. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
The guys in training camp, yeah. So I'll be holding it here, then changing
you're getting pumped,
side,
bro. You're getting
the other
pumped.
side.
I
Yeah.
do
No,
like your
I'm doing good,
shirt,
man.
though. I like your
Yeah,
shirt.
I got a Chrissy, man. Yeah, got a Chrissy.
Sweet.
How much stuff do you have? I got too much stuff. I
Too
have so
much, man.
much.
I
Yeah.
actually had to tell my family, like, hey, I love the Steelers, but like, let's reel it back just a little bit, man, because they were getting me
Yeah.
so much I can't even wear it. The jerseys are what I like the most. I have a lot of jerseys, so I really enjoy the jerseys.
How many jerseys do you have?
But 17, I think the last I counted. I have some older
17?
ones. Yeah, 17. I
Wow.
have old Pouncies. I have Mean Joe. I have a Jack Lambert. So I have some older guys. Jerome Bettis. We got a Troy Polamalu. We got a signed TJ Watt jersey last year. That was my son's.
Mm.
He got it signed at training camp. So that one's a pretty cool one. He don't wear that. But then we got Kenny Pickett, supporting the boy. It is what it is. Hey,
Hey,
whatever.
I like Kenny Pickett. I don't know what all this thing is about. I think he's being hard done by. To be very honest, I know a lot of Steel fans out there want him gone and he's a bust and all these things. I still think that the Steelers' way of doing things this year at this point, they need to fix the O line, and
Mm-hmm.
they need to go with Kenny at least this year. If it was his fourth year, sure, gone. Next man up, get a new guy in. I think they're going to ride with Kenny at least this year to see if it was him or Canada. Give him a chance. Omar Khan believes in him. Mike Tomlin does. Art Rooney, Arthur Smith went down to Florida to see him. I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
Um, Everyone's getting behind him. Even Cam stuck up for him. Like I feel like he's been thrown under the bus a little bit by Steeler Nation, and they're doing the similar thing they did with Rudolph. Now he's had more
Mm-hmm.
games, lesser stats. I'm not saying he's a better player than Rudolph. I like the way Rudolph was playing last year, and also too, they had to play Rudolph last year in that last 3 games. If they didn't play Rudolph last year in those 3 games, everybody would have been pissed off and insane, and I would have been too, because that was the
Mm-hmm.
right choice to go with Rudolph at that time. Now this year there is no Rudolph. There's Kenny Pickett. He's the only quarterback we have, and I
Mm-hmm.
see these rumors about Fields. The Fields rumor has to go away. That is not happening unless you get him for a fourth
No.
rounder or a fifth.
No.
That
Yeah,
is so
exactly.
stupid to me.
Me too. I have something while you were on this Kenny Pickett thing. So, oh, what's up, JD? What's up, Steven? What's up, Sean? Just here was we were talking about how all these trades, and you were talking about the Justin Fields thing. I just saw that Russell Wilson is officially now released. You know, those rumors
Mhm.
were chomping all around, all over the internet. Now the Denver Broncos eat $85 million in dead cap money. So
I
the
know.
Steelers, that's a lot, dude. I can't believe
Mm.
they ate that shit. So that tells you something in my eyes that there's something has to be wrong there in that situation, either with Russ, the Broncos, something. But what do you think about them bringing somebody like Russell Wilson? I think it would maybe be an instant sitting Kenny on the bench type situation. but they do have guys like Russ now that are available.
I'm okay with if it happens, but I never go down this route too much because I think what the Steelers are going to do is keep Kenny Pickett, try and get back Rudolph. If they can't get Rudolph, they'll get someone as a QB2. And they will. The one thing I don't like is that fake quarterback competition, which they did last year or the year before. Like, I'm not a big fan of that. I'm a huge fan of Mike Tomlin, not a big fan of that. But with Russell Wilson, if they bring him in, that means they're giving up on Kenny Pickett. That means he's done. They push him to the side, and it's Russell Wilson for the next 2 years or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
So I could see it playing out that way, getting for a vet minimum. He's already getting paid his money anyway, I think guaranteed money. Denver's got to bite the cat, which sucks for them, but they made a huge mistake, and they haven't been the same since they won the Super Bowl with Peyton Manning. So I actually think he might go to the Raiders. I think the Raiders might pick him up, and there'll be a rival there from Raiders to Broncos because the Raiders haven't really got a quarterback. They're a flashy town. They want to get things done. He might get his revenge there. But if they were to bring him to the Steelers, that means Kenny Pickett is instantaneously QB2. And the Steelers don't. So we know the Steelers. They're very stubborn. They're very in their ways. They want to see how this is going to transition with Kenny Pickett, going from the second year, third year with a new OC. If it doesn't work out then next year is when they go and draft a quarterback and they kind of start again. That's just what I'm feeling. That's what I say.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, man. Russell Wilson, I don't think would be a good pick. And two, when you said Las Vegas, he's married to Sierra, pop star. There you go, Las Vegas. You could do a residency there for her. I think that makes more sense than anything, probably. And it's within the division with the Denver Broncos. Isn't that the division? Denver, Raiders, Chiefs.
Yeah, my homies. Herbert
all
too.
that guys. Yeah. That's a tough division. That's a really tough division. I would say that's one of the toughest, along with the Pittsburgh Steelers in the AFC North, the Bengals, all that stuff. But you look at Russell Wilson last year. I know people still has stuff in the tank. 7-8 record. 3,000 yards passing, 26 TDs, nothing crazy. So I don't know. I can't get on board with it, but I agree with you. It's going to be an instant. You're sitting Kenny on the bench. You're not bringing Russell Wilson in.
And that's why I think I don't think they would do it, because if they did do that, that means they're giving up on Kenny Pickett. And we know how loyal the Steelers are to their quarterbacks and going through the processes. And even to a certain extent, if he has a bad year in the third year, they might even give him a chance in the fourth, but I highly doubt it. I think that's when they'll say, no, Kenny, your time's up. We'll move you to the back, get a new guy next year. And then also, I want to see them, like, we're all talking about quarterbacks, but I want to see them build the line. I want to see them get some cornerbacks or draft a middle linebacker or something like that, or a safety. We're so focused on this rumor around Justin Fields. I just don't understand it. Or getting Ryan Tannehill. If Tannehill comes in, I don't want a quarterback competition. I want Kenny Pickett to win it, and he'd be number 2.
Yeah, me too. And I think, I agree.
Tannehill's done.
Yeah, I'm not in. I've never been on board with the picking old guys up. I want to get younger. That's just always my key into building a team. Getting younger. It's just the way to go. But I agree with you. I think the first 2 rounds should be a focus. You got to hit a tackle, center, cornerback, one of those 3. I think that has to be important there. And you could have a chance of getting a young stud, flashy cornerback there in the first round. There is a chance for that. Jackson Powers-Johnson, maybe, tackle.
Have you seen that bloke? Is it Mims? He's like 6'7".
Yeah.
He's huge.
Monster, man.
I don't care how he plays. Just let him stand there. It's be hard to get around him, right? Like that's it.
Yeah.
The guy's 6'7", and he played with Jones and Washington.
Yeah.
The Steelers might be building up the Georgia Bulldogs team.
Yeah. And hey,
that's what they're doing.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it at all. But I put a short out just a little bit ago of Jackson Powers-Johnson tossing the Steelers' assistant offensive line coach to the ground. Guess who did that last year?
Yeah.
One Broderick Jones. Yeah. So, hey, I like that meanness, man. And that's what I think you're focusing on if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers or any team for that matter. You want guys that only care about one stat, and that is playing football to win championships. And you see all these guys that are flashy, and we talked about that, wanting numbers, wanting statistics. You heard Ben Roethlisberger years ago. He said, I don't care if I win passing titles. I don't care about all these stats. I care about one thing, and that's winning football. And I think that that's exactly what the Pittsburgh Steelers need to be looking for.
The Steelers over the last few years, you know this too, right? They've also changed their O-line when we had like Trey Turner, we had Kendrick Green, we had those kind of guys. filling in for certain spots the last 2 or 3 years. They've really changed the direction
Mhm.
of the squad. A lot of Steel fans out there will say we had nothing changed. Tomlin sucks or whatever. You can have your opinion about Tomlin, but at the same time, I'm a big Tomlin guy. But
Mhm.
I'll say this: the offensive line is changing or has changed. Siamale
Yeah.
played great guns last year. James Daniels is a guy who can be on the right guard. They'll probably do something at right tackle. Dan Moore, I know some people don't like him either, but he might be
Mhm.
backup. And if they go and
Yeah.
get a center like JPJ and Jones there too, or they get the right tackle,
Mhm.
it's completely changed. And now they're
Oh,
running
yeah.
the rock with Najee and Warren. It feels like Steelers football again. It's starting
Yeah.
to. It's
It
starting
is
to.
starting to. Definitely. I agree with you. And I don't think the Steelers are that far off. I really don't. And what we're talking about here, building that offensive line, winning in the trenches, it gets back to
Mm-hmm.
what you just said. Steelers football, man. And people may not like it. People want to see scoring. I get that. But you're going to score. You're going to be able to put some points up. You're going to be able to create some splash plays, being able to control the ball and all those things. What's up, guys? Hey, 24K, thank you for being a member, man. I appreciate you joining. What's up, Mark Malone? Knew the Broncos were screwed the minute they heard of Russell Wilson signing. George Wilson is not coach friendly. Stephen Carpenter, it'll be a wasted year with Kenny, in my opinion. Prime TJ and Cam getting older, and we don't have time to waste. Yeah, no doubt, man. I'll get to your comment next, Sean. I'm sorry, I was reading them. Like you were just saying there, I wanted to bring up something when we were talking about cornerbacks and former Steelers and things like that. Did you see this? Because I don't know if I'm blowing it out of proportion or not. Former Pittsburgh Steelers cornerback Steven Nelson, he was a cap
Ah,
casualty
yeah.
in 2021.
Mm.
He just was talking some major stuff here about the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I'm going to, pardon my French, guys, but he said that he was like, these MFers felt the need to call me during the offseason, literally, probably a day before free agency. He called me on some shit. I think upstairs is looking to trade you. Do you think the Steelers got some issues like that going on? Like, I don't know, player personnel wise. You've seen the bad grades. I don't take much stock into it. But this is yet another
It,
article. What's going
it,
on in the
it,
building?
it is pretty interesting. A lot of players like the Greens, like those guys, Nelsons, they do come out and say something after.
Mm-hmm.
And even the Arthur Millette too, he said
Yeah.
something as well. But you
Yeah.
never really see them say it before, do you?
No.
You never see them while they're there. It's always after. It's when they leave. Now Nelson,
Mm-hmm.
he wasn't really anything for us for the Steelers. I don't think he was
Nah.
one of the best quarterbacks. I think even Levi Wallace was played better than
Better than
him.
him.
And with Levi
Yeah.
Wallace isn't the best. And when the Steelers cut Levi Wallace, he'll be complaining next too. So
Yeah.
it's probably just
And
one of those
that's
things
soon.
where they're at the new team. They're look, I don't know. The Steelers are a massive franchise too. Like I'm in Australia. It's now my 10, 11 a.m. You know what I mean? There's
Oh,
Mexico,
wow. Yeah.
England, all these guys, America. So
Mm-hmm.
when Nelson says that, he gets his name on board too. Maybe he's
Mm-hmm.
trying to chase that Twitter revenue. I don't know. I have no
Yeah.
idea. Like he plays
Clout.
for what, the Texans now?
Yeah.
Is
Houston. He
Texan,
really
right?
rebounded. Yeah. He really
Yeah.
rebounded. He played
And that's
well,
not a
had a
bad
pick
that's not a bad
six.
team for him to be in. He
Mm-mm.
doesn't need to be number one over there because they got a good
No.
defense and great coach
Yeah.
with D'Amico Ryans, and they made a really big
Mm-hmm.
leap too from getting to the
Yeah.
playoffs. And by the way, he should have been defensive coach of the year. Sorry, coach of the year should have been D'Amico
Yes.
Ryans, not the
Mm-hmm.
Browns Stefanski, mate.
No, I agree,
Joke.
man. But one thing that struck a nerve with me, and I agree with you, D'Amico Ryans did a bang up job in Houston.
Mm.
That was a great job turning that team around and found a real stud in their quarterback, their young quarterback. I mean, come on. But Steven Nelson did make this comment, which I found a little bit funny. They haven't found a cornerback since he's been gone. He said they ain't found a cornerback yet. What does he call Joey
JPJ?
Porter? Yeah, what does he call him? Did
Yeah.
he just not have a good year? I mean, all of a sudden, did that not matter? Or, what's the big deal?
He had a
Because the
great year.
Steelers are
If he
one corner.
started, I know why the Steelers and Mike Tomlin know why they didn't start him, because if he were to play bad football, then it would have been really
Yeah.
bad taste, I think, in his mouth to play it too. And they did it the right way. Even though we as fans we wanted him to start straight away, I feel like they did him okay. But if JPJ started and played great football
Yeah.
from the very get go out of the gate, he would have won defensive player rookie of the year. Dead
Yeah.
set. So
Yeah. No doubt.
JPJ was taken on, was it Diggs, guys like that, Jamar Chase, all those fellas, and locking them down. And got
Devontae
one pick, but
Adams.
the way, yeah, but he was good. I thought he was good.
Yeah. He was good. He very good. Sean puts in here, he says he agrees about Stephen Kenny was Mr. Three and out. He made bad reads, nervous in the pocket, and running into sacks. I'm not looking forward more to KP. I'm not either. I'd rather have Mason Rudolph. That's just my personal opinion. I think that Mason Rudolph stands in the pocket well, and I think that that's what, if Kenny is going to start, Kenny has to develop that ability. Man, you got to find it somewhere. The ability to stand in there and deliver the football, and if he can do that, maybe he does do well.
I'm not against it either. Like I'm
No.
sticking up to Kenny because what the Steelers are doing is what I think. That's why I'm defending Kenny, because I don't see them doing a big change. If Mason Rudolph comes in, sure. If he wins, let's go Mason Rudolph the whole way and let Kenny sit and then give him a year. Like the way he played last year, that first pass, Mason Rudolph to George Pickens, was fantastic. That 75-yard catch through the slot. So if Mason Rudolph has a chemistry with the receivers, then yes, if he wins it and he's number one and Kenny sits back and Steelers make that choice, that could be the right choice for this team right now by building up their line, playing the run. Rudolph is a guy to stand in there. He plays tough. He's physical. Do you remember that run too where Rudolph ran and jumped like a bloody helicopter into the end zone and got the first down? Yeah, that dude can play. If he shows Kenny Pickett how to play, and Kenny Pickett matures over the next 2 years, and then we have something in the fourth year, fifth year, see what happens. So I think the Steelers want him to come back too, to be honest. I think they want Rudolph back.
They do. They like him. And here's some things. D, one of our loyal listeners here, D, he puts in there. DK, a guy that does. You've probably seen it before. His podcast in the morning. Yeah. Froze. Hold on.
Am I here?
You're here. You're here. I can hear you. Hold on. I froze. Hold on.
It could be my.
No, I froze. Hold on. It'll come back.
Stay.
Stay.
I can hear you. I just can't see you.
Yeah, just hold on. It'll come back. 1 second. But anyway, if you can hear me, I'll just keep talking. It'll come back. My phone actually accidentally rang. I forgot to put it on private. But if you can hear me.
Oh, true. Yeah, I hope no one calls me too.
Yeah, I didn't think about it. When we were having tech issues, that happened. So hopefully we'll see here. It should come back. But anyway, we'll see. Hopefully. I don't know why it's not coming back. Guys, can you start to see me? Okay. But anyway, guys, I'll keep talking until maybe you can see me again.
Yep.
But he was talking about some statistics that the Pittsburgh Steelers or the DK put out this morning. Kenny Pickett was historically bad. Very low ranking 30s, 40s out of 32 quarterbacks throughout the season in major statistics. And that's where I'm worried about Kenny Pickett. That's where I'm truly worried is those types of statistics.
Look, I agree with that. It has been a bad or not the best 2 years, but I still think he does deserve some bit of a chance with a new OC and the rebuilt O-line. That's why I think, and I'm always a positive guy looking at that lens, like hopeful. But at the same time, I think the Steelers do need a plan. If he does stink the bed into 3 or 4 games and he's not the guy, then they need a backup plan. So maybe that backup plan could be Rudolph. But I don't know. The next 2 or 3 weeks are really going to show us what the Steelers are thinking. Is it Kenny Pickett the whole year, the whole way? Or they're going with Rudolph, or they do something crazy and go and get Wilson or someone like that. But they need to decide their direction, I guess, in the next few weeks. Because if Kenny Pickett isn't the guy and throws picks, plays bad football, Steeler Nation will be times 10 what they are now, and they won't get around him. And they'll be legitimate for that, right? But I feel like hopefully with offseason and with a new OC and not the Matt Canada offense, which everyone was complaining about, which we all know why, because it stunk, we might have a chance to see Kenny develop and play better football. If he doesn't, then yes, it could be a failure on the Steelers' part. That does make me a little bit nervous, but I'm trying to be hopeful and optimistic that he will be okay.
Yeah. Can you guys see me now?
No. Can you refresh your phone or anything like that? I can't see you.
I just refreshed it. Can you see, if I turn the camera, can you see anything there?
No. Is there a setting or something?
No, this has never happened
That's
before.
Crazy.
So I can see myself now where it was froze. It was froze before. Now I can see myself. Let me see if I can try to refresh it some other way. But anyway, I'll keep talking while I mess with it. Let's get back to some of the comments. Maybe I'll pop back up here eventually. Getting outplayed by multiple backups makes me nervous. That's from Stephen Carpenter. That does make me nervous too. But yeah, he got played
Well,
by a lot.
he wasn't outplayed by Trubisky.
No, I won't say that. Mitch freaking sucked ass, man. Mitch sucked
That
ass.
was
For
a
sure.
failure. That was a bad time.
Yes. Oh my lord, it was bad, man. Horrible. I don't even know how I couldn't go back to that. I was so thankful when they released him, man. It made my whole day. Oh God, that was horrible. God, man. 24K Lightning. Very sad to see that Bill Hillgrove is retiring from the Steelers play-by-play. I didn't realize he was 83. I didn't know he's 83 either. But guys, he's a Pittsburgh legend. Did you get a chance to listen to Billy Hillgrove, Mark?
Hang on, I just figured something out. Oh, there you go. Is there a button you can do that?
Yep. Here, you ready?
That doesn't work?
Can you see my dog?
Nah. Yeah.
No.
It's gone.
Oh, I thought I was just back there for a second.
The one chance we get to do a podcast again, I can't even see
I
him, mate.
know, man. I'd have no clue, and I've never literally had that happen. Sean and I have had phone calls happen, and now, yeah.
Maybe can I leave and come back in, or it doesn't work? It doesn't work that way with YouTube. Maybe not.
I don't know. I don't think so.
I don't want to risk it for the biscuit though. If you're cool with it, I'm cool with it. You're with your Bill Hillgrove,
Billy
right?
Hillgrove, yeah.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, for my experience here in Australia, I kind of grew up listening to him on the Steelers Nation radio app. Like, I think even when we had phones, I was like might have been when I was finishing high school, like when I was like 17. So, what that's now, 17 years ago or whatnot. So I listened to him. I love listening to Craig Wolfley and Tunch too. Big fan of Tunch and rest in peace of Tunch. He was awesome. I love their chemistry together. So yeah, it's going to be different. When I watch the games, I always try to listen to the game after on Steeler Nation Radio. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I listen to their stuff. But they're awesome. What you and I do is really fun and cool, being on YouTube and whatnot, and have a good time. But what Bill did, Tunch did, Wolfley, they set the scene for Pittsburgh Steelers journalism or Pittsburgh sports in general.
Yeah, I agree, man. Definitely, they are some legends. I love Tunch. Well, he passed, so Tunch is gone. But man, I love that, and I didn't realize that he was Billy Hillgrove was 82 years old. I am so disappointed by this freaking thing. It is bugging the shit out of me. I'm sorry, guys, about this camera thing. That is like never happened to me before, and now it is like super freaking annoying. But we'll go back to some more of the comments. Sorry. Do you want Justin Fields? No, I don't. Sorry. No, and I don't think Mark does either. We're tired of those rumors. Guys, he's been linked to many teams.
Yeah, I don't want the Steelers to use their draft picks. I'd rather them, use their draft picks to get a corner or get a middle linebacker or, get a safety or just build the team. I'd rather see them get them Fields come in. He's a problem. There's a reason why Chicago doesn't want him. Why do we want, if we got Kenny Pickett is a guy developing and he can be a problem too. Why would we want to bring in a Fields who has more turnovers than Kenny Pickett? I understand he's an athlete too. He can be a good quarterback, but to me, you build the team with your draft picks and you see what happens. You don't bring another guy in and then you got to pay him he's on his 5th year deal next year. It makes no sense. I'd rather them go and get Russell Wilson than get Fields.
Yeah, me too, man. I can't do it. I just can't do it, man. And he's been linked to so many teams. The rumors are so crazy, man. It's just absolutely ridiculous. But did you see the new record at the Combine? Somebody asked, Braves Country asked, Stephen Carpenter said he meant multiple backups in the league. Yeah, that's true. Multiple backups did outplay Kenny in the league for sure. Braves Country, did you see Xavier Worthy run a 4.21 40-yard dash? What do you think about that, man? That's fast.
If Al Davis was still alive, he'd draft him. That's what I think.
In a heartbeat. He'd be gone. That's it. No doubt about it. That's all he cares about.
Yeah.
He's collecting people with the fastest 40 guys. You don't know how Justin Fields would do with a good old line. I don't know, but man, I just can't get on board with it.
Okay, is it worth the gamble though? To be honest, is it worth the gamble to bring him in rather than just go with Kenny Pickett or someone else?
No.
I don't think it's worth the gamble. Build through the draft. It's what the Steelers always do, or they should be getting back to. I don't think it's worth the gamble. Just my opinion. Why try and take a chance on Fields when you can try and build the run game up or the O-line? That's just why I think the Steelers are going to do.
Yeah, no, I agree, man. I just can't get on board with his multiple interceptions, multiple fumbles. I just can't do it, man. And two, I've seen a proposal somebody put on Twitter talking about trading first round picks. You swap first round picks with the Bears, then you which would
Yeah, I
have the
saw that one.
Steelers moving up, but
Mm.
like you're giving up way too much. It was like a fourth, a fifth, a sixth. Like, come on, man. I don't even know if he's worth a whole fifth. I mean, I just don't know because you're responsible for $22.5
All
million
right,
on this 5th-year option in year 2.
all
I
right.
mean, I don't
Jason,
know.
I got a better question for you, Jason. What about if the Steelers were to use draft picks to trade up and get Jaden Daniels or someone like that? I'm not too really sold on this Caleb Williams guy. I feel like he's got a bit of an attitude problem, but that's
Yeah,
just
I'm
me
not into
looking
him.
from the internet. But I see Jaden Daniels. What about? I would rather Steelers do that. They did something that was not Steeler like related. Use all your picks, get that guy, and have him for 5 years and see what happens. You know why you got to
Yeah,
invest into Justin Fields? Who's been in the league 4 years. You go and get like you said, you just said, build through with the young blokes, get young
yeah,
guys, and use some picks. That's what I would rather than see them do that than
me
get
too.
Fields. But
Yeah. No, I would be okay with that. I wouldn't hate it if they were going to jump up and make a big, giant move like that. I can't hate it because at least they're being aggressive and they're trying to get something done. And it shows you that they want to progress and get things moving here. I would not hate that. I could not get mad at that. Also, before I forget, and I would be remiss because I haven't talked about it yet today. I think you did actually, Mark. Chris Mortensen passed away also. The
yeah,
72 years old Mort, man. I remember him on the shows. Damn. Uh, it feels like the world isn't changing. That's all I can say. Definitely.
to me,
Kind of crazy.
because I've been watching Steelers football since 2002 when I was 12 years old or 13 years old. So I've seen guys like him on ESPN. The crazy thing to me is you kind of think they're always going to be there. Do you know what I mean? You're all,
Yeah.
and I know he was struggling with cancer. I don't know how he passed away, but 72 years of age does feel pretty young. I get he's older, but you know what I mean. I'm not good with this stuff.
Yeah.
But I've seen him on ESPN, and you grow up with him, and you had fun, and
Mhm.
you see every day you watch football because you and I talk football every day. The guys in the live
Yeah.
chat, there are 50 people in the live chat that I can see. They love
Yeah.
football. It's their life. Like we just talk it nonstop, and you just
Yeah.
think he's going to be there forever. You remember the bloke? Was it Stuart Scott when he passed?
Yes. Man, that
Yeah,
one hurt me. I love Stuart Scott.
I always liked his banter. I always thought
Yes.
he was cool, very relaxed, kind of funny. I thought he was kind of awesome. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, me too.
their personalities, we've never met them. I don't know about you, but I've never met them. And
No.
yeah, it's sad to see Chris pass because you're like rats. You know what I mean? I don't know. It does suck.
Yeah. No, man, Stuart Scott, man, he looked so healthy at one point, and then boom, it
Yep.
was like that cancer got him. Mort had cancer too, and that's you could see it really whenever he made a couple appearances later on, man. It was pretty bad.
Do you remember the ESPN commercials back in the day in the
Yes. Yeah.
2000s? Yeah,
Yes.
they were
They were
good. I
good.
used to love those ones with Ladaddy and Tomlinson
Mm,
putting them because we saw that from Australia, right? That's how we got our I was like ESPN was that thing. Now we've
yeah.
got so much coverage, not even funny. But we saw
Yes.
Ladaddy and Tomlinson put in the mail in the pigeonholes, and he
Yeah.
couldn't see it because of his visor. You know what I mean? Like that
Yeah.
kind of stuff was fun. Like that was good
I
stuff.
loved it, man. That was back when ESPN was good, man. Let me
Yeah.
try one thing here to fix this. Yeah, I don't really
All
love it
right.
now. Let me try one thing. Hold on, guys. If it messes up, I apologize, but this is the only thing that I know what to do. Hold on. No, no go. Sorry. I
What'd you
don't
do? What'd
know.
you try and do then?
I tried to back out and let it get back to the refresh screen and try to refresh it that way. So
Is it just me? Can the viewers only see
they can
me? Is that
see
the thing?
you. Yes, they can only
Or they
see
can't?
you. They can't see me. I'm
Oh.
black on my side of the screen. That's why I was just
My
trying to
apologies
see.
if you can only see me. My apologies.
You're fine. At least they can see one of us, at least. Shit. All right, guys, you're here on like Mike Drop Sports. I know you can't see me, so this is actually Steeler Nation Australia tonight. So Mark's
I'll show them
running the
this.
show.
Our,
There you
our
go.
sixth Super Bowl. There you go.
But that
All
is
right.
yeah, 6 of the big boys, of the big ones. But hey guys, hit that like button for us. Sorry for the technical issues. I'm not sure what YouTube got going on here tonight. I've never had this happen before, but hit that like button as we talk Steelers, as we talk NFL. Here on Steel City Live on Mike Drop Sports, we have Mark from Steelers Nation, Australia. We'll let him tell you how to find his stuff here. Go ahead, Mark. While we have some people on here, where can
Yeah.
people find you, just so they know in case we cut out?
Yeah, so pretty much I'm on, and I think I'm live now on my channel. I don't even know how this YouTube live works on the vertical stuff, but I have a YouTube channel called Steelers Nation Australia. On YouTube, you type that in, and yeah, pretty much I do videos every day, like yourself. I just think we can't get enough of it, to be honest. Like
No.
we're talking football in March, and it's still not even the free agent period yet.
No.
You know what I mean?
We got
Like,
7 days
it's
until the
funny.
tampering period.
Yeah, 7 long days. 7 long days of rumour.
Long days. Dude,
Yeah.
I've just literally been bummed since football season, and I want football. I'm sorry, but anyway, where else did you want to tell them anywhere else they can find you, or other than YouTube?
Oh, I'm on Twitter and stuff like that. I think it's like Steelers OZ. I'm on Instagram, but I don't use it enough as I should. My main thing is, and on Facebook too, Steelers Nation Australia. My main thing is YouTube, just growing this community, having a bit of fun, talking Steelers football. I do 90% of content is Steelers, and the other 10% I just put shit on the Bengals. I can't stand them.
Talk shit on the Bengals. That's never
I cannot stand them. It's been 57 seasons. They've never won a Super Bowl. Think about that.
Dude, my kid.
57. I think 57,
one of his
58.
coaches, one of my kids' high school football coaches, I won't mention any names because I don't want anybody to be like mad about this, but he played for the Cincinnati Bengals for many, many years. So
Really?
yeah, he's one of their coaches. He goes to school with his son, but he played for the Bengals. He would probably be pissed to hear you say all that. His last name's,
you know what?
What is his last name? Braham, I think, is his last name, but he played for the Bengals.
What position was he? Was he
offensive lineman? Yeah, he was an offensive lineman. Yep, he was pretty good. He battled in the trenches, so yeah, he coaches.
It does sound familiar, but the reason why I hate them so much, to be very honest, is Vontaze Burfict.
Yes,
and all those kind of things. I just couldn't stand the way he played. Pac-Man Jones, Hushman Zada with a towel. I just really despise them and hate them. That's why.
Me too.
Like so, and now I just want the record to never end. I want them to never win a Super Bowl ever. Like until I pass away at the age of 99.
No doubt,
never. I want to see that fan base be in misery. I wouldn't mind them going to 4 or 5 of them and still losing. Yep. That's funny to me. You know what I mean?
Yes, I agree, man. That would be. It's just crazy. It's just crazy how bad Pittsburgh Steelers fans. We truly have hatred for the Bengals, for the Browns, for the Ravens. That's why I really think that the AFC North's the best division in football, and it's because of rivalries like that, like how hot and heavy they are, man. I don't know if you can find that anywhere else in the NFL. Maybe you can. I don't know, but I just don't think you can. Hey, let's get back to some comments when you're done. Go ahead.
The Bears versus Packers, that kind of count, but that's not there anymore, is it? Or no,
the Bears
nothing really. No, yeah, not as late. Yeah, not as late. Not like Steelers versus Ravens or Steelers versus Bengals or even Steelers versus Browns now with the who's the pass rush win rate champion of the world, Myles Garrett.
Yeah, that is the stupidest shit, man. We've had so many talks. That like annoys me to the core of my soul, like instantly. I just cannot stand that. I don't put a lot of stock into Pro Football Focus statistics. It's just not my thing anymore. I thought they were cool when it first started getting big, but man, it's just some overrated stats in my opinion. TJ Watt makes a difference, and it's a noticeable difference.
He won that by a mile.
By a long shot.
He should have, and if anyone should have had it, should have been Darius Bland, who got like 6 interceptions to the house. Like that's pretty insane.
Yes,
you know,
no doubt. Hey, I thought of something here while I'm doing this. Since this is on the phone, Mark, what if I just flicked it up and then went back into the YouTube app? Do you think that would work, or do you think that would close out the live chat or the live feed?
I reckon give it a crack, see what happens, and if worse comes to worse, we just do another one.
Yep, there you go. All right, guys, listen here.
Yeah.
This is what's going to happen. I'm going to try this. If the feed fails, I'm going to send Mark another invite, and I'll just make a quick one real quick. And you guys can come right back, and we can get this show started. Or not started, going, because definitely has been fun so far. All right, you ready?
Alrighty, mate. Give it a crack.
Let's do it. I'm going hard.
You still there? Nope. Anyone home?
Are you there?
Hey!
Oh!
There you go.
Yes!
What'd you do then?
Mark, I really don't know. Just
flip the
bitch off and come
on
back
the fly.
I don't know. All right, now, guys, I'm back in my thing. You can probably tell I was out of my groove there a little bit. It was pissing me off.
It is odd. Like you want to, I don't know, be presentable, entertaining.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And it's like it's not meant to do that. So there's no. We're good.
It was bugging the shit out of me. I felt bad.
Start the show.
I finally got you to
start the show
on.
again. We'll start again from the very beginning.
Let's roll. But anyway, guys, this is Jason. This is Mark from Steelers Nation Australia. I want you guys to go over, if you're a member of my community and you haven't seen Mark's work yet, I do want you guys to go over there and watch it, subscribe, all that stuff. And I always say that about all Steelers creators, guys. This ain't a money game for me. This ain't nothing. I want to help everybody grow, and I want to help everybody get to where they want to be. So, let's all do that for everybody. You see somebody with a channel, check them out, help them out, do all that. I always get Steeler Wade in here. He's an up-and-comer. Help him out a little bit.
He's a good bloke too. I thought about getting him on my show as well.
Yeah, he's cool.
He does. He's I think he's seen some of your stuff. He's part of DK as well.
Yeah.
I've seen when I get time, because as you know, doing this stuff in life and everything else, when I get time, I try and watch as much as I can. There's a certain point I do get a bit of burnout after, and of course all viewers do. You can't watch 5 podcasts a day. Are we that crazy? To a certain degree, we are, but
sometimes I am.
Good,
I gotta admit. Sometimes I am. Sometimes I even rewatch my own shit just to see how stupid I was.
Well, that's what the players do. You gotta watch it. You gotta watch the play back and see what happens.
Yeah,
see what the faults were, see what the good times were.
Yeah, game tape, baby. All right, guys, I'm going to get back to some of your comments, and I want to apologize. Also, if you're a member of our channels, our subscription service, if I missed yours, I know you guys are usually on priority, and forgive me for that, but I was all messed up here. So we're going to start right here where JD is. Sometimes you have to give technology a smack, and I did, JD, and I smacked that ass, and here we are, back in action. Francis Gallagher, we talking football or just IT problems? We're back to football, Francis, but we have IT problems sometimes too. This is life, man. We got to deal with it all, brother. We got to deal with it all. All right, keep going.
It's a podcast. I've been doing podcasts 3 years. It's a podcast. Podcasts go in any directions.
Any direction. Shit.
Any direction. You never know what's going to happen.
Sean and I one night, we went for 90 minutes, and literally Sean usually does the show with me, and we went for 90 minutes, and I think we talked less about football and more about everything else. It was kind of a wild night. I don't know, but it was a crazy night. But anyway, Mark and I have argued Mason versus Kenny on his channel before. Good stuff. Great channel. There you go.
Have we? There we go.
Hey,
I'm okay with Mason. I'm okay with Mason. I'm going to wait till they sign him, though. Let him sign. Competition, Mason versus Kenny. I'm happy for it. I think Mason Rudolph has been hard done by via the Steelers.
They screwed him. They screwed him.
Dude, they did. They did. Big time.
Yes. And never gave him a chance. When you come in and you're statistically the best quarterback through 4 weeks of the season, going into the playoff games, having your team within 7 points of the Buffalo Bills, your defense failed a little bit there. They were beat up. It is what it is. That's a valiant effort, man. And that deserves at least a chance to be a guy. And that's where I really think that Mason Rudolph, he just worked for it. And I think he deserves to at least have an opportunity. Yes, Kenny he needs an opportunity too. I give him that. I don't want to see a guy's career get blown up just because of an injury or something like that. But Kenny Pickett has had 25 games. Maybe give Mason that too. I don't know, and see who the best is.
Yeah, he's had less games, that's for sure. He's had less games, and I think Steeler Nation was harder on Mason than they are even on Kenny Pickett with less games. In the Bills game too, Mason Rudolph didn't fumble the ball like Pickens did. He threw the interception, sure, but he came back to try and win. They'll cut down. He does deserve a chance, and I think the Steelers, Rooney and all of them, are pretty high on him to bring him back and give him a contract. I wouldn't be surprised if he's number one. So But we're in this point now. We're 7-8 days away until things can start happening. We're just like we're so
Mhm.
close to finding out who's going to be it or the next direction. You know,
Yeah,
who,
no
who do you
doubt.
who do you want ultimately? Do you want Mason Rudolph ultimately to be QB number one?
Ultimately, I think it would be the most economical answer. The most, yeah. I think it works. I think the players are behind him. I think he has some coaching support. I think he has just the price tag that it warrants, to still keep that room cheap for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Because once you get an inflated salary inside of that QB room, it starts to
Mm.
become difficult to fill out that roster with premier guys, and that's just the way it goes. It's just natural the way the money flows. But I just think that with the way Mason played, he deserves at least an opportunity, and I got to stand behind that because I felt like he did get gypped early, and I just think it's the best thing for the Steelers, really, in my eyes, if you look at the whole picture. But if Kenny does well and does good, thank God. I'm not pissed
We're
about it. I
still
can
in
tell you
that
that.
what if moment, and I understand like last year maybe wasn't a certain success in some areas, but in
Yeah.
other areas it was. They ran the rock better. They got to the playoffs, and yes,
Mhm.
we didn't win one again. But like Wes says here, Mason Rudolph's not taking us to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Maybe not, but I'm still always on the fact, and this is why this is why I'm always hopeful.
Yeah.
I'm preaching now. Has it happened yet? No,
No, that's
hasn't
it.
happened yet.
You never
And here
know.
we are. Like you can't count a guy out. The Steelers counted out Mason, then got into won 3 games of the playoffs.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I
Francis
reckon you got your
Gallagher put a question in here. He says last time, so it must have been whenever I messed it up. So let me ask you this: we need to get J.C. Latham and then get a quality center that would solidify the O line. Do you think the Pittsburgh Steelers, with what they have right now, say they do that, Mark, tackle first and go out and get a guy that's a good center either in free agency or second round of the draft, or flip that around somehow? Do you think that would fix enough of the issues for Arthur Smith to really have a good footing and a solid start for his reign as the offensive coordinator? Do you think those two positions matter that much?
I'm gonna say 2 words because I don't know who JC Latham is, but this will trump everything.
Alabama right tackle.
All right, cool, get him. And
Mm,
also Omar Khan. Were we
yes.
not impressed last year with Omar Khan getting Marlowe, getting guys,
Yeah.
getting Cole Holcomb
Mm,
middle linebacker, and then he went down. A lot of
yes.
Steelers problems too went down when the middle linebackers went down as well with Quan Alexander. They were playing
Mm,
awesome. Roberts played out of his absolute skin with like 100
yes.
tackles. There was injuries to Minka in certain parts. Cameron Hayward had the bad groin. I'd
Mm,
say Omar Khan. I trust what he does. You can see he's switched on. He wants to leave his legacy. He's only starting
yeah.
as a general manager. So if they want to get back to Steelers football, I trust what Omar Khan does and
Mm.
what he says.
I have
So if they
I
build
have
their
two
line, let's
words.
go.
I have 2 words. Andy Weidel, unsung
True,
hero for
true.
the Pittsburgh
Yep,
Steelers. I
I
gotta
agree with
say
you.
that. The man really
He's
he built a quality team in Philly, and now
mhm.
look at him. So what do you think of Andy Weidel?
He's pretty switched on as well. Like not that I know him personally or that I see his playbook or
Right, right.
I see his CEO documents or anything like that. But from his interviews with Omar Khan, he's pretty switched on. And you're right, they got a lot of guys from Philadelphia that brought over here,
Mm,
and he was they got like Herbig and stuff like that. So and he didn't play
yeah.
too much, but I think those kind of blokes are switched on for the Steelers organization, and also a lot of guys do dislike Tomlin, but Tomlin needs these blokes around them to build a premier team. And they haven't won games in 7 years, yada yada yada. But
Mm,
they're starting to, I think, put pieces together where Jones is a massive unit. We talked about him throwing the guy. They got when
mm,
they got Mims or someone like that. Yeah, they're professionals like Omar Khan and Waddle. And I'm
mm.
glad that Waddle didn't leave us to get another job anywhere else. He's still the
Yeah.
assistant, so
Thank God.
he's
Yeah.
still here. Hmm.
He'll be a hot hand, man. He'll be a hot name. The only thing I hate about Mike Tomlin, and it bugs me because he's had some good teams, it's that 8-9 record within the playoffs. I mean, that's a 431 win percentage or something like that. That's what 17 games or something like that played. That
Yeah,
bugs me, man. That really bugs
it's
me because I think he's had some quality teams and athletes.
It's the cloud overall. Still, I think still in Nathan's head is the fact that we lost that Jags game, which was awful. The Browns
Ugh.
game, but then you can't the coaching wise with that massive pass over Big Ben's head and Rashad Mendenhall. No one of them wanted to jump on it. Not one of them. Then straight after, Big Ben tried to chase the points, and he threw a pick, and he threw out 2 picks in that game. So there's a few things like I got asked a question the other day via was still out west on my channel and said, who do you blame the losses? Was it coaching, Tomlin, injuries, or this, and this, and whatever? And I pretty much said I blame everybody. I think everybody's for the loss. Now with the Chiefs game, that was going to be a very tough game to win. Also with the Bills game, once they delayed it one more day and it wasn't played in the snow like the old days would have been in the 80s, that took away the Steelers' advantage, I think, as well. And the Bills came out firing. And then there is a certain point, though, where Steelers teams do seem pretty unprepared. And you're watching it and you're down by 14-17. You're like, not again.
Yeah.
That sucks. That sucks for sure.
Yeah. When you're unprepared like that, what bothered me, too, like when you bring that up, false starts, illegal formation calls. I mean, those are such basic penalties that shoot you in the foot when you're trying to get a drive started and you're killing yourself right from there, man. It just makes no sense. Here's a comment. Mason played just as good against the Bills as Mahomes did a week later statistically. How is that not Super Bowl quality play? What do you think about that, Mark?
That's
a tough question.
It's a very tough question because it's going back the stats and stuff like that. I'll go back to look. I'll cheer on Kenny to have a third year and see what happens. But I think Steel fans still forget that Kenny Pickett won that Raider game in his rookie year against the Raiders when Franco Harris passed away. Rest in peace to Franco Harris. And that was a very emotional game. He won that in the cold. Pickett to Pickens in the end zone. He went to Baltimore for the first time, won that game. Now we're also seeing too because Kenny Pickett, and it would have been interesting too if Mason Rudolph struggled, right? Would Steelers fans be cheering for Kenny Pickett to come back? You know what I'm saying?
Probably.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I mean,
but
you want the hottest flavor of the month, and I mean, but Mason did prove it, and I got to give him that.
He did. But I think as well, Steelers fans forget that Kenny Pickett went to the Ravens for the first time, won there. He's had a few fourth quarter comebacks. Now people will say, well, the defense played well, but he's been pretty good in those games where he hasn't turned the ball over in 100, 200 passes, something like that. But he does at the same time too. I think. He does get injured quite a bit too. He ran for the goal line, gets injured. His arm, someone falls on him. So maybe it would help him out if he sat for 2 years and just got stronger and bigger, and maybe was less injury prone.
And that's where I like that, where you said earlier, bring Mason in, let Kenny maybe learn from him. That might be the answer, man. Allow Mason to get in there, get going, and let Kenny learn and watch a guy prepare. Watch a guy prep.
What are your thoughts on Jordan Love with the Green Bay Packers? They did that.
I love him now, but that's he sat and learned.
Yeah, and now he's a really good quarterback, and he's their guy. He's their future. He sat for like 2-3 years or whatever he did.
And that's why I think another reason that you could add that to the list of why Mason Rudolph coming back would be a good thing. It's not going to cost you a gazillion dollars. We had a conversation a couple weeks ago. There were people throwing outrageous numbers for Mason Rudolph out there. $15 million, saying that's what it's going to take to get him. No way, man. Is he going to demand like $15 million a year per season?
Per season?
No way.
I don't think so.
You might get less 15 for 2 or 14 for 2. I could see that happening. D's
got a good comment here. Kenny has 13 TDs, 30 interceptions, right? Yes. We still had Matt Canada. We still had him being a rookie, and the Steelers run the rock now too. I saw someone put a tweet out there saying Kenny Pickett was 15 for 30, 155 yards, 0 TDs, 0 interceptions. But in that game, not too sure it was verse, the Steelers ran the rock 35 times and 205 yards. Yeah. They're a running team now. That's why they went and got O.C. Smith.
Yeah. Kenny only threw last year for 2,070 yards total. Najee only rushed for 1,035. But people are missing out too. We all think that Najee had a great season. But if you average that together, it's not huge numbers. You know what I mean? Through 17 games. Did Najee miss any last year? He played
not too sure, but I'm
not saying
to me he's a different running back. Do you think they'll sign him for a contract? The extension?
I think they're going to bring him in. I think they're going to work on an extension because next year that's that 5th-year option for Najee. You know what I mean? So they're going to end up having to pay him $9 million, roughly 6 to 9, somewhere in that range. And I think the Steelers are going to end up trying to lock him up long term. I think Najee is a better late season running back, if you ask me. I think he starts to pick up as the season goes on, and that's
Gets
where I
colder.
think it drags down his
Mm.
numbers a little bit. Yeah,
Also,
I think
too,
it
he's
helps him.
when he runs, it's unbelievable how he carries 3 or 4 blokes sometimes on him.
Yeah,
Like it's
I'll give him that.
that
I'll give
is,
him that.
he's not the fast guy that breaks 50-yard runs. I think his longest
Right,
runs like 29 yards or 30, and
right,
he just chips away and gets 4 point. If he can get
right.
4.6 or 4.2 or 4.5, I'm okay with that. And Warren's the other guy to change of pace, but Najee
Mm-hmm.
Harris is probably running to a lot of players, like hitting a lot of blokes too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They're hitting a lot of
Here's a
dudes. So
stat. Here's a stat for you, Mark. If you had a running back on your team that ran for 1,700 and almost, well, we'll just say 1,800 yards, you would probably consider that to be a phenomenal season. That would be the best, one of the best runners in the league, right? Wouldn't you say that?
mhm.
Well, Jalen Warren and Najee Harris combined run for 1,800 yards. That's a heavy load, That's a lot of
I was
yards,
close.
man.
Last year I picked them to do 1,000 each, and I was so close. I
Oh,
was so
wow.
close.
Yeah.
This year's a possibility they can be 1,000 each this year with the way they're going to run, hopefully,
Yeah,
with the
because you
new
figure
OC.
Jalen had 784 yards by himself. Najee was a buck or 1,035. And then you're looking at guys like this, George Pickens, 1,140 yards. Really came on when Mason Rudolph came
Mm,
in. Biggest
he
game of
did.
his career. And I have a question here. What about do you think, or I seem to be in the thinking that the Pittsburgh Steelers need to find an excellent slot receiver. What is your thoughts on that?
Mm.
Do the Steelers need to figure out maybe going out and finding another guy or getting this trade for Deontay done, getting rid of some of that salary and maybe bringing in a couple free agent guys, Tyler Boyd, guys like that, just for instance?
Have you seen the tweets that DJ's on Twitter right now? Too? He's a bit
Yes.
frustrated, I think. He
Yes. There's
he
something
sees all the
going on.
rumors, and there is something going on with him and the fan base or him and the organization because everything he's saying right now is like saying pretty much he's backing himself, saying, I'm the best player. You don't know what you're talking about. Fans, shush, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm okay if they move on from DJ, but and if they were to get some picks back and you go and get other receivers to fill his role. Same
Yeah.
time though, look, I'm not a DJ hater. I've been supporting him from day one, even when he does run backwards. I've liked how he plays. He's just so inconsistent. So, but the Steelers
Yeah.
could be like be like, okay, DJ, you want a fresh start? Sweet, we'll send you here. We'll get someone else. They've been talking to guys in the draft too. I don't know their names, but I heard Steelers were meeting with receivers that are pretty high quality
Several.
receivers. And I know that Tom Arth, our receivers coach, wants physical
Yeah.
guys. Our Smith wants physical receivers too. So there's
Mm-hmm.
a possibility that I wouldn't be surprised where not saying they're going to bring back Juju, but maybe they get guys like him, who
Mm-hmm.
are tough and ready and rumble to go. Where DJ
Yeah.
is more elusive and a great route runner, but is he still a tough? I don't think he's a true Steeler where George Pickens, if he
Yeah.
pulls his head in and,
Yeah.
and, and plays physical and not always with emotion and too much ego, he could be a true Steeler. Joe Warren, you sign that
Yeah.
guy up today, tomorrow. You have Najee and him together for a while and see what happens.
Yeah.
So it's a tough question, man. Like Robinson, is he out the door because of the money?
Yeah, because he's due what? You're going to save $10 million if you get rid
11,
of
yeah.
him. Yeah, and then you look at these numbers, and D brought up those numbers, saying we can't blame Canada for all of Kenny's performance, and I agree with that totally, 1,000%. You can't blame for missed receivers, that kind of stuff. I agree, but you're bringing in guys that if you're going to play an Arthur Smith type offense, play action pass, running the football. You're going to need bigger, stronger, tough, more physical guys. You're going to need to utilize the middle of the field. Maybe that
Mhm.
helps Kenny Pickett, a guy like Kenny Pickett out, but you're going to have some balls, turn your
Yeah.
back to the defense because being a play action quarterback ain't for the faint of heart, man. I always say that, but you're going to need guys that are tough and big. You're going to need Juju's, Hines, Ward type guys, man. I really am a firm believer in that. When you can save $10 million in cap space, shit, it's kind of a no brainer to
It,
get rid of Allen Robinson.
it would have been interesting last year if Kenny didn't go down. He had those 3 or 4 games without Canada. That would have been
Yeah,
interesting because it would have been like, okay, now we've seen what he can do without him.
yeah,
So maybe that's why they're trying to believe, and also Steelers are very stubborn and don't want to move on from their
yeah.
first round pick.
Mhm.
Nor do I want to see them do that too. So I'm kind of keen, man. Like can we fast forward towards September 14th, whatever it may be, Steelers versus Browns, opening day, Kenny Pickett lights it up, 4 TDs, and we're good.
Wouldn't that be something? I mean, I would love it. You look at, though, Kenny Pickett lit up the preseason, man. We got freaking
I know, yeah.
That was
So
such
much
a
hype.
weird thing. Yeah, so much
I
hype
know.
going in, and he did nothing, man. And it's like, can you blame that 49ers game? Can you blame the injury Kenny Pickett suffered, throughout the season? What can you blame? What can you figure it out? Is Canada just that vanilla? I think he sucked really bad, and I think it stunted Kenny's growth. I really, really do. But, man, sometimes you just don't get lucky, man. And Kenny might
The
just not be
thing was
lucky.
with the preseason, we had Big Ben for 18 years, 17 years. We never really were that invested with the quarterback position, I think, in preseason. When we saw Kenny, though, after his rookie year, I think everybody, or his rookie year, whatever it was so hyped. Yeah, we're like, okay, we saw Mitch. He had a good last end of the year, and everyone was hyped last year. And that's what I think did Steel Nation in. And maybe also the team, too. Maybe the team was overconfident because they got shellacked, absolutely smacked down by the 49ers. Beat up.
My post-game
Texans
show,
beat them up.
That hurt me. As soon as I did that post-game show, I was so pumped for that. And I was like, oh, my God. Like, how'd this happen, man? How'd this happen?
I watched it at 3 a.m. in Queensland with my good mate, Matty Peverill, with those Steelers, touching on his wedding, that week of that. And I was just like, gutted at 3 a.m. Like, why did I wake up to watch this crap? It was awful. Like, it was bad.
So you're watching Steeler games at 3, 4 in the morning, man.
Yep.
God bless
1 p.m. games are my 3.
Dude, you're a better fan than I am.
20 years.
I'd be T-bowing that bitch.
I wouldn't say better. Like, I never really try and judge, people's fandom. We all have our own stuff going on. As long as you call it black and gold, I'm pretty good. A lot of fans still call it black and yellow, and it drives me nuts because it goes back to freaking 1844 when the bloke founded the. Yeah, he ruined everything. It's a good song, but he ruined everything. It's black and gold. No, I wake up 3 a.m. to do 1 p.m. games. 4 p.m. is my 6 a.m. and 8 p.m. is 10 a.m. But your clock moves back soon, I think.
Yes. Soon.
Does it
so we
next
fall
week?
Forward, spring ahead. So we'll actually go forward an hour is what we'll do.
Tomorrow or next week?
I believe it might be next week. I don't keep up with it no more. It's such an outdated thing. All that was to give more daylight to farmers during the season of growing crops. And you don't need that nowadays. You know what I mean?
We do it too.
How it is.
We do it as well. Is that Queensland up north doesn't do it. They stick on the same time. We change our clocks forward and back. So around this time or around the American football time, my stuff always moves around.
Are you like in the outback type thing, like farther out, or you?
Nah, nah, dude.
I was thinking it's like you were out in the outback.
Nah, it's like a normal city, man. I'm on the coast. Like
it's like a normal town. Dingoes.
Nah, it's like there's no kangaroos near me. There's nothing like that. No koala bears. I saw a possum the other night, though. You have possums in America?
Yeah, dude. And I hate them bastards, man.
They're vicious, dude. I saw one of them running down my driveway the other day. And big spiders here, stuff like that. But I'm not in the outback. Like I'm on a coastal town. Like I'm like 5 minutes from the beach. So pretty much everyone in Australia lives
by great whites. You're just worried about getting ate by great whites. Yeah,
that's a real thing. That's a real thing, man. There's in Perth on the west coast, a lot of them up north in Queensland. There's a shit ton up there too.
Yeah, man, you're in a bad area for that shit. No doubt about it. Dude, I like Australia for one thing. I am a big Steve Irwin fan. I've always been a Steve Irwin fan my whole entire life. Since I was a little kid, I love Steve Irwin. Since I remember seeing him. And his daughter, Bindi. Woo! Damn. That's your best asset in Australia.
Is Bindi? Yeah, stocks are right. Bindi. Yeah, she's doing a great job too. She's up in Queensland with Robert Bob Irwin. But Steve Irwin was a national treasure. Like he couldn't say a bad word about him. His enthusiasm was insane. Like he just wanted to show that people how animals work and show how the world works in certain ways. His enthusiasm was just unmatched. So he's fantastic.
I can't. Sorry guys, we're off our we're talking koala bears and sharks and stingrays now. All right, we'll get back to some comments. And now that Mitch is gone, it just feels wrong to continue with Kenny, but our team just doesn't care. That was from Plush Time TV. I think they care. I think they're just trying to protect their asset or their investment in Kenny Pickett. They
Mm-hmm.
gave up a 20th overall pick for him. That's a high
Yep.
caliber draft pick, man. You gotta. I mean, that's where they're at. That's where their heads at, guys. I wouldn't.
100%. At least one more year. We'll see how it
Yeah.
goes. We're having the same conversation next year. Then maybe
Mhm.
we talk about the drafts, the quarterbacks in the draft
Yeah.
by trading. I don't know, but
No doubt.
I think there's a lot of football to be played. And if Kenny Pickett struggles, then yeah. Well, I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we just
Don't know.
don't know. D says Mason had that amazing play action touchdown pass in 2019. I think Mason would be very effective inside of a play action offense. I really, really do. If
Mhm.
you watch his earlier games, if you watch even how he was doing the RPO type stuff and things of that nature, I felt like he could definitely do it. What do you think about a big, tall guy like Mason Rudolph, big bodied guy, sitting back there running that play action? Wouldn't you like
He,
that?
he
You know, wouldn't you love it?
he showed us his ability as a quarterback, and also with Kenny Pickett, yes, he's got to learn to stay in the pocket. And Mason Rudolph was like, you know what? I don't care anymore. I've been training for a while, and that's why a
Yeah.
lot of guys, a lot of Steel fans, the same Steel fans who are now bagging at Kenny Pickett, the same Steel fans who are bagging at Rudolph, the same people. They're saying, well,
Could be.
Rudolph wasn't this, and then the next, and then I always thought that Rudolph had 2 years to perfect his craft and get better. He showed that. He stood in the
Yeah.
pocket. He was reading everything. Good throws, linking up the Pickens, moving the ball 10 yards in the field. Things were working.
Mhm.
So Mason Rudolph showed that with a bit of time, patience, you can be a good quarterback. So
You know
I'm
what
not against
made
it either.
No, but here's what I wanted to ask too to everybody. Um, did not having anything like pressure wise, if you're Mason Rudolph and you're coming in and you've already assumed that this is your last chance anyway, you've already made
Mm.
$10 million over your career. It's not like you're hurting for money, and you come in there and you're able to play more comfortable and loose. Maybe that's a lot of the reason why some of these early quarterbacks, when you're early in your career, don't do well. The pressure is hard. It's tough to deal with. Do you think maybe that contributed to Mason Rudolph being successful? Just being comfortable and at ease with being able to play football.
Well, he was looking into, I think he said, looking into real estate or something
Yeah.
like that to
His
being
dad does commercial real estate. Yeah.
yeah, like, and then they got the call and signed the 1 year contract. On the other side too, I heard DK talk about this as well. He
Mhm.
said, well, maybe there was pressure because he wants to get back into football, so he had to play harder.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. Your logic is, well, I'm one and done anyway. There's no point. Just fling
Right.
it and see what happens. On the other
Yeah.
side is, I'm out of football, got to play hard to get back into it. And
Yeah.
now he kind of is. So
So you just don't
he would
know.
fit. Yeah, he would fit back with the Steelers, and that's why to a lot of guys they go and draft the new bloke Caleb Williams or Jaden
Yeah.
Daniels or Brock Purdy is a crazy success story because he was a seventh rounder. Now the 49ers are an unbelievable team with a great offense, right? That
Yeah.
works. But other blokes they throw under center like Zach Wilson got absolutely messed on. And not saying that he's the best quarterback, but Mac Jones, they seem to cycle. They go, here you go, throw them to the Wolves. They're not ready for it. They tank. Next man up. Another guy comes in.
Yeah.
So I want to see can he have a bit of chance. And yeah, Mason Rudolph never really got that chance because Big Ben, they didn't really work together, or
No.
Big Ben didn't
Mm-mm.
mentor him at all.
Mm-mm.
So yeah.
He watched him, which is okay. You're going to learn
Mm.
from watching a guy how they go about their business. But here's another thing that I think the Steelers probably should do instead of going out and maybe finding another guy like in free agency, one of these Ryan Tannehills we talked earlier, getting older. What about the Steelers drafting somebody in the mid rounds? You have a Spencer Rattler, Carter Bradley's, players like that could be serviceable, that could have a high ceiling. There's the Tennessee quarterback that could possibly be okay. There's options there to get a mid to late round quarterback. Would that be a waste of a pick in your eyes, or do you think that that would be something that's valuable?
Not a waste of a pick. I'd say I've been saying this for like 3 or 4 weeks now, almost a month, that the Steelers will keep Kenny. They'll they'll give Mason money and they'll go and draft a guy. But I'm not a draft
Yeah,
guy, so I know those names, but I don't know how they play. All I know is
yeah,
that they're a third round pick, fourth round pick. So you pick them up, you give them a 4 year deal. They sit behind Kenny Pickett, and what better way to have a veteran quarterback in Mason Rudolph who knows our stuff, Kenny Pickett's still learning, and then a young bloke in the quarterback as well. You talked about the very start said, get young guys in. That's what you do. And then Trubisky's not there, so it's not like he's, I don't know. I think the whole offense knew he was bad. You know what I mean? The whole team knew he sucked. So it was like, you can't get around him, even though him and Kenny were friends. But Mason, Rudolph, and Kenny, if you have a QB1 and 2, they want to help each other out and get better. And QB3 would be like, Kenny Pickett's 2 years in front of me. Rudolph was doing his thing. So, yeah, mine's Kenny Pickett 1 or 2 and Rudolph 1 or 2, and then a third guy's draft.
Yeah, and I can't complain about it. I mean, that's how we'd have to roll with it, however they pick them. Here's my thing, though, too.
What can we do? We can't do anything.
No. We're not the guys. We're not going to make them moves. This is my biggest thing, though, inside of these drafts nowadays. And people are hung up on running style quarterbacks, run first type quarterbacks. No running quarterback has ever won a championship, at least in my eyes. But here's my question. You see some of these projects out there that's what they really do. Say you do bring one of those guys in. You do bring a run first quarterback in. That's a problem. And do you think that you're better off with a guy like Kenny Pickett instead of getting a run first guy, or do you like those running style quarterbacks?
It depends really what Arthur Smith wants too. Does he get a say in this as well?
Yeah.
So he developed Tannehill to be quite a good quarterback. Wasn't the best with, and that was probably his best years in their playoff chances. And they
very bad,
and they ruined it. And remember they versed the Bengals and Tannehill threw a pick on one side on the other. But I just think it's a different direction, because I really think the Steelers won't give up on Kenny Pickett on this third year. So I would be shocked. I think the Steelers Nation would be shocked if they went crazy and got a running quarterback or something like that. I'd be like, hang on, hold up, wait a minute. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But because
sorry,
you go
ahead. Oh no, I
this
seen
year,
this comment that made me crazy. I was.
Oh,
this guy just called Jay Ferg. You call Patrick Mahomes a running quarterback. He can make plays with his legs, but that man is not a running quarterback, my friend. I'm sorry, I have to disagree.
Mahomes,
he's a pocket passer.
He's a freak quarterback. That's what he is.
Yeah,
he's just good,
no doubt. He's the guy
I think
that can do it all, but he don't beat you with his legs. Now he makes timely plays with his legs. I'll say that. But that man knows how to throw the football from the pocket. He knows how to dissect defenses. He knows how to audible in and out of situations. And that's where Kenny Pickett's probably going to have to learn a little bit more. Mason has a little bit maybe more football IQ. Mason Rudolph beat guys like Patrick Mahomes in college and things of that nature. So I don't know. That just comment kind of I just don't consider Patrick Mahomes a running quarterback.
Overall, like, he's becoming one of the best quarterbacks to ever play the game. So just overall, he's just a great football player. And I know he's trying to chase to get 6 or 7 rings. That's what scares me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's got 3, right? He's
going to win 5 now? At least. 3, yeah. He's going to win 5. I'll say that for sure. But that's what sucks if you're a team that gets a franchise quarterback right now. You go out and you find a guy that's your franchise guy. It's like when Big Ben was going up against Tom Brady and things of that nature. You have one of them big-ass obstacles in your way. And that could eliminate several championships that you could have won.
You know what?
I'm just saying.
That is funny. We would talk all this stuff about our team, and you have to, right, every day.
Yeah.
But now the Chiefs are in our way. The Chiefs have been there 6 times in a row. They're right? 6 times in a row? No,
6 AFC championship games.
Yeah.
6 AFC straight. Yeah. 6 AFC championship
They're in our
games.
way. There's the same way when I was growing up watching Tom Brady. Now Tom Brady's going to be an announcer. I'm like, Tom Brady was in our way. And I was like, man, we just can't have nice things, can we?
No. Tom Brady's the GOAT. I got to say it. But they did cheat some. They definitely did do some cheating. And that's been proven. Which I'm not going to blame, though, the Steelers for losing the AFC title game after AFC title game to the Chiefs. But, hey, it is what it is. You win some, you lose some. I try to be fair with that. We had a conversation here a couple weeks ago or a week ago about the officiating in the NFL. While I have you here, what do you think about these officials? And what do you think about how this league is moving toward this officiating geared toward offensive football?
Let's just say it's not like I used to watch when I was a kid, and that was only like 2004 or 5. It's not the same. It's inconsistent. The way that Jaguars game, they called that penalty on the false start or over the center the right tackle was over the center, and that was a penalty, and we missed the kick. That just says to me fishy things. That says to me they're giving them a chance for the Jags to have a better chance to win because they wanted them to win. Not saying they'll cheat in the game, but they'll maybe give you a home field advantage. Those kind of plays where he wasn't even over the line, they come out after. The refs never really get any, there's nothing done to them. Like there's no repercussions. It's like, oh, we stuffed up. Oh, that's why. Okay, next, move on. Yeah.
Yeah. No
so
doubt.
they're too inconsistent.
Very.
And there are certain plays where even the one on the Josh Allen Miles Jack hit, that wasn't a flag. No way.
No, I think it's a little too ticky-tacky now.
3rd and 5. Joe Hayden a few years ago when in the Saints game put his hands on his shoulder pads. That's not a flag.
No, dude. Some of it, man, it makes you just wonder and scratch your head. I just wanted to know your opinion. I was like, I need to know what his opinion is on that. It kind of is crazy. Sean's on the warpath. Somebody must have said something bad. Sean got him. But anyway, hey, Roberta, here's Mark. You wanted Mark? There, Roberta.
Yeah, shout out to Roberta, man. She's awesome. Yeah. She's an awesome Steelers
Roberta.
fan.
Yeah,
she's
Mason
cool.
Was not the reason the Steelers lost to the Bills. I just know that he is sure not going to go back or something. Yeah, going to go back. But anyway, Roberta's pretty sweet, man. I like Roberta.
I think Roberta, in my comments on Steel Oz, every video I do, she's always in there. So I always try to respond. And that's what we want here. We want to build not only on my channel, on Mike Drop Sports. And also, I like the way your logo too. And I think I know how you did it. The logo with in your name, it's got a microphone in your YouTube title.
Oh yeah, just use an emoji.
Yeah, I like that. I think that's cool. I like that. Yeah,
I like it too, man. It was pretty sweet.
I forgot what I was saying. I really forgot what I was saying. We're both building good Steelers communities, but we're in this, right? We talk to I don't know if you know Here We Go show with Devin or Pittsburgh Owen or whoever, right? Or DK Sports, and they're a bit bigger than us, but we're still in the same networks of people. Like we just talk football every day.
Yep. I had a guy when I very first started this channel. A guy, Chris Carter, does Locked On Steelers podcast. He came on my channel and let me interview him. That kind of stuff is what you need to do, man. And I hope everybody remembers that when they're going through. That's the kind of stuff you got to do, man. All right.
I had Merrill Hodge on my show last year. Merrill Hodge, running back Merrill Hodge. You did. I invited. Yeah.
You lucky awesome.
Dog. Go back. I'll see the link. Go back and watch it. It's only got about 300 views, but it was a great podcast. It was so much fun to talk to him about.
How the hell did you accomplish that?
I emailed him.
You lucky dog. I had Jeff Reed come on and give me a shout out, but that's about as close as I got. But no, dude,
that's pretty cool.
I've been watching you whenever you had Merrill on. I'm really a Merrill Hodge fan, dude. I must.
He was fantastic. Like he was, because he's got a thing called Find a Way, which is he went through, like, he survived cancer. He did all those kind of things, got cut from, got not cut, but because he was with Chuck Noll as well. And Chuck Noll in the Bill Coward transition, talking about that kind of stuff, talking about old school Steelers football, ESPN, life ups and downs. He's a motivational speaker now. And also, he used to be scouting with the Steelers, but I think he's now gone. I think it was last year he was doing that, and now he's away. But his message really is find a way, like in whatever you're doing in life, find a way to get through because he survived cancer. But he was really awesome, just talking old school Steelers football, and just a great person to talk to.
That is awesome that you got to do that. That's cool, man. I'm gonna have to figure that out myself. I'd love to have him. I want to watch that, but please send me the link. That's awesome, guys. Go check that out, man. Look through his channel. Mark's channel, and make sure you guys find that. It shouldn't have 600 views. That should have thousands of views, guys.
It's
for sure.
Steelers Nation Australia. It's called Merrill Hodge Find a Way, something like that. The title is, and then of course under my channel too. But it was about 40 minutes of it, and it was a lot of fun. Like the bloke can just talk, and this old Steelers memories. You know what I mean? It's great.
And he's smart too. He knows football, man. He really knows football. Oh yeah, and that's something special. For sure, definitely to have.
He called out. Who was the guy he called out was going to be a bust or someone? There was one of the quarterbacks that he knew. Was it Manziel? Everybody was so hyped about Manziel, and he called him out, and he was fact on, like dead set on. Nah, Manziel's not the guy. He's not the guy you want on your team.
Yeah, you listen to Mel Kiper, you would have wanted to pick him number 1, and the Browns did. So hey,
thank you, Browns.
Yeah, it was one or two, whatever, one of them. Roberta says, I truly would love to see both you guys cover the draft when Pittsburgh gets it. Me too.
If it's 2026, I will try and. The hard part is getting over there. It costs like $1,000, maybe $2,000 for a flight ticket, and money's really hard to come by these days. But if it's 2026, I'll try and get there. I will try
Is
my
it
best to come to
one
the
way or is that for a round trip ticket?
round trips. About $2,000 sometimes. Just depends.
Now, have you
Yeah,
came to America before?
yeah. I've been there 3 times. So I went in
Oh man,
2015. I saw Super Bowl 49 when I was in Jerome Bettis Bar and Grill for the first time in Pittsburgh, and I
nice.
saw the Seahawks blow the game against the Patriots. So my hope
Wow.
was that season that I would be in Pittsburgh for the Super Bowl, and I think that season Denver beat us. I'm pretty sure in
Yes, that
2015 or
was the
something.
Tebow year that he
Yeah,
Tebowed us. Yep,
something like
that
that.
was
And I was
it.
like, damn. So I was there for my last week was there in Jerome Bettis Bar and Grill. I saw Russell Wilson throw the pass, and I was like, oh boy, that sucks. When the Patriots won. Then in 2016, I went back over to watch Steelers versus Ravens Christmas Day game.
Yeah,
Fantastic, unbelievable. And
that's
then
crazy.
2019 took my dad there to go just to see the city in a
Mm.
Heinz Field tour. So I haven't been there since 2019, but I would love to go back. If I go to the draft, I'll be there for a week, and I'll camp outside the stadium and just do interviews.
Hell yeah, man! Let me know when you do it. I'll come with you. I live about an hour away
Yeah.
from there, a little over. We have a guy in here. His name's Abe. He played for the University of Tulsa actually for football. 24K Lightning puts Kenny's girlfriend isn't in here tonight. No, Abe. We call him Jenny Two Gloves' girlfriend. He gets so fired up, dude. It's hilarious. It makes for a good time though when he's doing that. It's very fun for sure. He is not a fan of Caleb this year either. No, I'm not. All right, let me get a couple more comments. I won't keep you, man. Are you about done here? Yeah, I don't want to keep you. I
Oh,
know it's
another
late.
10, 15 minutes, man. I'm all good. I'm all
Okay,
good.
we'll
Whatever you
go
want to do.
another. All right, we'll go 10 more minutes, guys. So if you have questions, guys, make sure you hit that like button. I don't know what's happening tonight. We only have 9. We usually have way more than that. I know we had some tech stuff. So hit that like button for us. I'm Jason. That's Mark from Steelers Nation Australia. Support your local Steelers channels. Make sure you help us out here. All right, let's keep going. Jared Devil, 2015, it was Manning. 2011 was Tebow. Oh, maybe I was wrong. Maybe you're right, Jared Devil. Sorry, buddy. Caleb's always been overrated. What do you think about this? Caleb Williams, man, supposedly the number 1 pick. What do you think?
I haven't seen him.
Overhyped?
I haven't seen him pass. Like I've really watched the highlight. I don't watch that stuff,
Yeah,
right? But his interviews is he's a bit cocky, mate. He's a
yeah.
bit cocky.
You know
He's a
what
bit like
else?
arrogant, I think.
His dad's a real asshole, and he doesn't have an agent. So
Ah,
Caleb Williams doesn't have an agent.
right.
He has 2 managers, one being his dad and one being another family member or something.
That can
But
be a
it's
bit of
going to
a
get
problem,
problems.
though. I think sometimes, because
Yes.
they don't
Mm-hmm.
play that game. So, I mean, maybe they're all for themselves. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
trying to pick on him too much because I haven't seen him play. I'm just going off the interviews that I've seen, and
Yeah.
also, I guess, the reports that I've heard about from those interviews. And he didn't want to do medicals, or he's doing his own thing, and then and now he knows he's number
Mm.
1. So it's like, I don't know. I'm just glad we're not drafting him. I think I'd rather see
Yeah.
someone else get him and see what happens.
He already tried to circumvent. Well, his dad did. He already tried to circumvent the NFL's policy and structure on pay for per pick. So the first round pick at pick
Oh,
20 gets this much money. Yeah, but his dad's trying to override that, so he doesn't have to follow that and can make
shouldn't
more
he just be
money.
worried about where he goes and play and no
Yes.
offense to the bloke, but stick to football and training and that I don't know.
Yes.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Build your career so you have a career before you sabotage your career.
Don't
At
do a
least do
Claypool.
that. Yeah, no shit. That's what he did. He's too big. Uh Abe was here. He commented. I didn't see Abe. Man, JD, I wish I'd have seen him. Sorry guys if I missed your comments again. We've been just chatting back and forth. We had tech issues. And whenever that camera went out, I couldn't see the live chat and it was
Oh,
messed up on
really?
my other
Oh,
computer.
wow.
Yeah, it was all messed up. I had
Okay.
everything dog goofy. Farmer, he did something he will regret to get the first pick. What's that? They pushed him right from get when his team stunk. There were better QBs and nobody talks about them. I'm not sure he was talking about. Sorry, man. Caleb Williams will be a star. See, some people like him, man. You know, some people think he's the best
I,
QB in the draft.
I'm just going off what I've seen with the interviews and the reports. I haven't really seen him. I don't even know who he
No,
plays for, to be honest. I'm the worst draft guy in the world. I just wait till they get to my team, then I love them. And I
me
don't like
too.
falling in love with players too, because when you fall in love with players, like I know the draft's coming up, and I'm going to try to do my best to try and cover it or talk about it, because that's what our jobs are. That's
Yeah,
what we love to do. But you fall in
yeah,
love with players, and they go somewhere else. And you're like, oh
yeah,
no,
yeah.
that's the worst part.
I put a lot of work into him, and then you're like, I didn't even hear about. I don't even know where they went. I don't even know where they are.
Yeah, you're so
It's
hyped on
crazy.
them, and I know the guys are hyped around the safety. Is it
Mm,
Dijon? And he plays good football, wearing the same colors, and he'll probably be a Bengal. I don't know. So
yeah,
like the draft's so much fun though. Like even when I was a kid, you kind of have to watch it. It's like it's like a boring event, but you need to watch it. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like you you
yeah.
you you want to know who you get, and you sit around for 3 days in a row, and you're just waiting on your pick, and it's exciting, but it's like tiresome at the same time.
We're so
But you,
interested in watching guys sit on their couch
I,
with their girlfriends going like this, looking at
I
cell
know,
phones and shit. Like, come on, man.
yeah,
Like, what the hell?
and
Oh,
like you have to know, you can't miss it.
no, it's must see TV, man. Here's the
Mm.
thing for me. I know these draft boards, all these player evaluations. I got to say, the thing that I think means the absolute most is the meeting process. Finding out whether these guys are geared to be team players, not going to be assholes, not going to just be egomaniacs, man. I think that has to be the important thing. And I thought the Pittsburgh Steelers over the years have tried to do a good job at that, but we've seen them fail a couple times with AB, things like that. But do you think that that's probably one of the most important pieces, or do you think
Well,
maybe the meetings don't matter?
let's no, they matter for sure. Let's look at Herbig last year, right? The Steelers have found
Yeah.
their third outside linebacker right now, and he's developing. He played pretty good football as a rookie.
Mhm.
They have
Yeah.
Marcus Golden there, and the way he talks about being a Steeler, he wants to play old school Steelers football. So
Yeah.
he's definitely a pickup. Darnell, if they turn him into a bit of a passer, if Darnell Washington can catch 30 balls, 35, maybe
Yeah.
40, and still block the way he does and get better too, and he's almost 6'7", that works
Yeah.
out. Jones can build their own line. They're doing what they due diligence or whatever you say. Like they're
Yeah.
doing their work. I got tripped up 2 years ago when Tomlin took Malik Willis out for wings, and everyone went crazy, and I was like, oh, he's going to
Mm.
be a Steeler. And then Franco
Yeah.
Harris announced Kenny Pickett. And we're like, I was shocked. I was like, I thought it was Willis for sure. And now
Yeah.
Willis, you never even heard, you never even hear of him.
I got that right. I said that they were gonna not pick Willis, but I took a big whiff. I said that CJ Stroud wasn't gonna be the best quarterback. I said that
He was pretty good.
what's his name? Will Levis. I said Will Levis was gonna
Mm.
end up being the best quarterback out of that draft. And when he had a good game and came in this season, I was like, come on, baby, light this bitch on fire, light this world on fire. But no, I took a big L on that one. I was very, very, very wrong. He was
The best
definitely
part
not
too
good.
was the Houston Texans beating the Browns 45-14.
Yes. Man, they smacked
Mm,
their ass. And that's
that was
another
good.
thing. Where was Myles Garrett there? Nick Herbig had more sacks than him in the
I don't
last
know.
7 games of the season. I
No
mean,
idea,
and Nick
dude.
played what? 4 snaps a game, 5 snaps a game, some shit like that.
No
Oh,
idea.
man. All right,
Where
guys,
was
let's start wrapping this up here. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
where was Micah Parsons having comments about
Ah,
TJ? Where was he in the game? Got smacked by Dallas Cowboys. Lost to who
yeah.
they lose to? Can't even remember.
Um,
They lost like 40.
Green Bay.
Who they vote? Yeah,
Wasn't it
yeah.
Green
Green Bay
Bay?
smacked them too.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Green Bay went in
Yep.
there and lit them up a little bit.
Absolutely.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy shit. Oh well, guys, let's figure it out. We'll get this stuff wrapped up. I appreciate you coming on, Mark. Thank you so very much.
No,
If there's
I
anything I can
appreciate
do to help
you
you,
having me on the show as well, man. It's been a lot of fun. We had a little bit of the blackout
yeah.
situation, but man, a lot of fun. I love it. I love talking Steelers football. It's been great.
Well, maybe we'll do it again. Anytime you need my help, you let me know. I'm more than willing to do whatever you need. But yeah, it was very fun. Thank you again. I
100%.
apologize for the tech issues. But again, Mark, let everybody know in here that's in here now where they can get your stuff, where they can contact you, whatever, to get your podcast.
Yep. So the best bet is going on YouTube, Steelers Nation Australia. That's the best one. Pretty much do videos every day or every second day, just talking about what's happening. Right now, nothing's happening. So We're waiting for the March 14th, and then you're going to know before I do because I'll be asleep. When your news goes off, I am dead asleep. I wake up and go, "What? We traded AB? What? Debo's a Patriot?" I go, "What?" So now I get the last. I'm like really on the internet. I'm the last take. So I wake up at this time in your afternoon. Everything's happened. Adam Schefter's already reported everything, and I go, "Oh wow, we're trading for Jaden Daniels."
Yeah.
That's what I'll get.
That's it, man. Hey, better late than never, man. Because honestly, I'm late to the things. I don't put my content out until after all these other people put theirs out, and it's like I just am slow, so I don't
Oh
care.
well,
It is what it is. I'm still talking about the same things.
hundred
You'll have
percent.
people say, "Oh, you're copying somebody else." It's like, buddy, there's only so many things you can even talk about. Like there ain't no copying in football, man.
Not in this niche. Not in what we talk
No,
about. We're all talking about the
no.
quarterbacks for the last month, pretty
Yeah,
much.
and we'll continue. All
Hmm.
right. But anyway, man, thank you so much. Thank you guys for joining us. There's some new emojis, some new badges if you're a member that's up there. But we'll be back again tomorrow with our live show here on Steel City Talk here on Mike Drop Sports. So tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, thank you, Mark, and we'll see you
Awesome.
next
Thanks,
time.
guys. Awesome. See
Thank
you
you.
later.
All right, see you guys. Thank you, Mark. Bye.